Hey, it's another episode of Spontaneous Chuck. And, boy, I tell you what, it's been trying times as far as the weather goes, hasn't it? Anyway, I had a heck of a terrible day today. And so with that comes the thought of maybe changing careers. I do this from time to time, and I started daydreaming today. I was like, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? So the first thing, obviously, I graduated with a degree in economics. That was my first love. My whole thing was to get my economic degree, move to NYC, become a stockbroker, make millions of dollars. Well, I think I lost my opportunity on that. That window has closed. So anyway, I said, well, if I can't use my diploma for anything, what would be the next best thing? What would be something cool that I would like? Well, I don't necessarily think this would be cool, but how about a dentist office? Think about this for a second. You walk into a dentist office, right? The first thing you see is an angel. I mean, they're angels. Everybody's in there an angel. You look at them, you're like, oh my God, look how you guys are angels. I mean, you're glowing and you're smiling and you're so happy. You know, you sit down after you put your name in there, and then you're sitting down for a while, and then the door opens up. Mr. Spontaneous, yes, that's me. Another angel. She takes you back to that room. You sit in that kind of erotic chair. You know, you sit back. You're looking in there. You're looking at that light. I mean, you're seeing angels. Nothing but angels. Everywhere's angels. Everywhere's angels. Then they give you a little shot, a little bit of that juice to make you kind of feel stupid, I guess. And then all of a sudden, some dude comes in, looking at you from upside down with gloves on, sticking his fingers up in his mouth, up in your mouth, and all of that. So you know what? I like the angels part of a dentist office, but I can't be a dentist because I am definitely not good with latex. Not good with that, and I'm probably going to get my ass busted for saying it. But check it out. So I've came up with the greatest thing. After I retire from my current career, which would be as soon as I hit the lottery, I'm going to become a jet airline pilot. Think about this. Those guys now, they can pack some heat. So if a terrorist is dumb enough to get on board and they survive the passengers beating the hell out of them, the pilot can come back with his heat and just take care of business, yo. That's number one. Number two, you got the Mile High Club. How can you not like the Mile High Club? It's the Mile High Club. I'm not a real big guy on flying, but you know what? If you tell me I'm going to be part of that club, pow, I'm in it. I'm all about it. I say, let's fly to Hawaii. That's what I'm talking about. And number three, probably the coolest thing ever, is as soon as you take off, say if I'm saying, all right, let's go to Hawaii because you're going to be part of that Mile High Club. Well, as soon as I get off the ground, all I got to do is hit the button and fall asleep. You see what I'm saying? If we go to New York City every year. If all I had to do was get out of my driveway and hit a little button on the car, and then I could fall asleep and wake up and I was there, you know what? The autopilot in them planes, I don't know anything about it. I'm just kind of assuming that you just go up there and you fall asleep, and you got the stewardesses in there dancing around, and you're having margaritas, and then you have to worry about maybe 6 hours later landing the plane. Yeah, that's pretty important, of course. But how about that for a career? You're packing heat, right? You got the Mile High Club, number two, going for it, and number three, you got autopilot. So wherever you go, you just hit the button once you're off the ground, you fall asleep, and wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Once again, you arrive at your destination. So I'm sort of thinking to myself, that's what I want to do. But how would a flight with Spontaneous Chuck as the captain, which is number four, people calling you captain all your life? Yo, Captain Spontaneous. You almost feel like a superhero. Captain Spontaneous, that's who I am, baby. What would a flight be like with a Captain Spontaneous as the pilot? What would that be like?
Good afternoon, this is your captain speaking with just a little flight information. Coming up on the left, we're going to be catching a glimpse of the Grand Canyon. On the right, you can be able to see the Hoover Dam in just a few minutes. We're flying at an altitude of 37,000 feet, and our airspeed is 400 miles an hour. Couple little facts here. I'm packing a Colt King Cobra. That's a .357 caliber firearm with a black rubber grip and a 6-inch barrel. Also, the co-pilot is carrying a Kimber Custom Defense pistol with all the bells and whistles you'd expect from a custom gun of that kind, with an alloy frame and bevel treatment on the entire gun. And our chief flight attendant, Roger, has a Ruger Bearcat 22 with a hand-fluted cylinder. All three are capable of piercing body armor at a distance of up to 27 feet, and it can put a hole in human bone and flesh the size of the Grand Canyon, which, by the way, is coming up on the left-hand side of the plane, so just sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of the flight.